Today we're going to replace the heater core in a 2003 Jetta GLI. We're also going to use the aluminum tape to repair the blend doors and the blower motor resistor. Now I already put a new harness on for this because it was all rusted and this was full of water. We're going to write everything down in the order that we do it, and the first step is going to be pop the hood and disconnect the battery. There's a couple different ways to do this. Don't take my advice. You could blow your airbag up in your face, so that's why we're going to disconnect the battery first. And then you might have a 4-spoke steering wheel, and depending on your engine, you might have to take off the intake tube for the turbo. Stuff like that. We have a strut tower brace on this car we're going to have to remove. Aftermarket radio. It might be a little different if you have an automatic or if you don't have this cup holder and stuff like that. It's pretty much the same in every car. The heater core is up here. You have to get all this out.
So disconnect the battery, probably 10mm on your car.
So we're going to turn our key but not turn the car on. The battery's disconnected. We just need to unlock the steering wheel like that and turn it 90 degrees. Okay, so we have the airbag popped off. Now we just have to unplug it. Okay, you can see here this little screwdriver. This is our screwdriver through the hole in the back, and you're trying to get it hooked on here and push up so it disengages on here. So the next thing you can do is unplug this little yellow harness here. Alright, so what do we have here? We have our M12 bit that fits in the center, and we have a 13mm on a ratchet. Here, hold this. Okay, so the next thing we did was pull this screw out of here. Phillips head screwdriver. We're just trying to take this plastic off now. I guess I just gotta pull harder. You'll have to take the screws off of this handle so you can get this out of there. Alright, so now we're gonna remove the clock spring. Should be 4 little tabs, I think. And 2 wires to unplug with that. So I wasn't recording, but I took this Allen key screw off here, and then you can take your wiper controls and your blinkers off. Now we just have to unplug those and remove them. Okay, so one tip for these clips are, some of them are regular, where you can see this tab here and you know what you have to press down on to release it, but these larger ones don't have anything to press down on, so you'll be looking at it trying to find the release and you just have to pull it out. Same with the big one on this side. Now we're going to remove the gauges. That's just a T15. So to remove the headlight switch, you push in on it and turn and then pull out. So once you remove the headlight switch and unplug the wire, it's another torque bit behind it to take out this plastic trim piece, and then you can unplug the dimmer switch. So I popped the fuse panel cover off on the driver's side. You just pry that off, it pulls right off. And then there are 2 screws for the driver's side knee plate. We remove that. So this is an aftermarket radio. It'll probably be different on your car. This one's not held in very well, so you can just pull on that. There we go. Onto the passenger side, you have 3 bolts in the top of the glove box. My car only has 1. And down here in the bottom, my car doesn't have any, so that should come off with 1 bolt. If there was a side screw, it's broken off, probably right here. So here's an update. I took the 1 screw out of the ashtray. The shift boot, you just pry up on that, push in a little bit, undo these tabs. Pop these little covers out, 1 on each side, 1 screw down here. I'm about to take this side off, but you totally don't need to take this part out to get that part out. Maybe just because my car's got some broken parts on it. So I remove those other 2 screws, and then we can feed these radio wires out. We have our FBI hidden tracking device here. What else would this be for? I guess we can remove the sound deadening material. It's punched right between the 30-30. It's not an 87F diesel. That's easily 5 pounds. Maybe nothing, maybe we just gotta pull on it. Oh, we're about to have the dash out in a second. So I came over to the passenger side to look, and we're gonna have a couple more of those illumination wires. So if your car has the little red lights around right here, then you're gonna have to follow this wire, find this foam, take the foam off, and then unplug it. And there's one more here on this metal that goes to that middle part right there. These ducts just come off. I guess I don't really have to label them, they can probably only go one way. So on my car I have the strut tower brace. I'll start by taking that off, and you can just pull this off. There we go. So I just took this ratchet, stuck it under there, a little bit of a wiggle, got it. So to take the wiper motors out, that's just 3 10mm bolts, 1, 2, 3. So the reason you had to take all that out is to get to that one bolt back there for the crash bar. So I took the 13mm out from under the hood, that one bolt. I just took these two out. The same thing for these parts. I just put the 2 bolts back in the top, put one down there, you remove the cross brace. So you're going to have to take a screw out of here, this one here, to take this plug off on both sides. So you'll have some movement on the crash bar here. Here's a little trick for you guys I just invented. So I only have a little toolkit here. I don't have an extension big enough to reach this in here. So just find a flat blade screwdriver, the big one. Stick it in your little, 1/4-inch adapter here. And now you have a big extension. So this little tab hooks onto there. You just had to reach your hand back there, lift that up, and it came right out. So here are the blend doors that need to be repaired, and you know your blend doors need to be repaired if you're getting a bunch of foam blowing out of your vents. So day 2, it's light again, I can see what's going on. So this is going to be different on most of your cars. You probably don't have the VR6, but behind that U-shaped flap right here, and the one down here, there's 2 bolts there. And then over here by the AC lines, so maybe this is a better way to show you. Socket on it right now. So, alright, we're getting close to it being free. I removed this lower vent here. You can see where the coolant's been puddling in there, because this is the part that goes right here. I'm so close to getting this out without taking the AC lines out. I'm supporting the crash bar with my knee. I wasn't even recording, but here you can see this one's full of coolant. We'll clean out the box the best we can and put everything all back together. We'll set the crash bar back up here for now. So here's a shot of what the inside of the HVAC box looks like. So I got the plastic housing all cleaned up for the most part. We're going to get the aluminum tape up these doors. Then we'll try to stick the heater core back in. You just operate the flaps to open them and close them so you can do it how you want. So we're just making sure we got this sound deadening material on. We transferred that over. We're all locked in there. Now we just have to stick it back through the firewall, get it lined up, and we'll be good. So I went under the hood, started the 4 bolts to put the HVAC box back to the firewall. We got that sort of secured. We're just making sure we're getting everything lined up. This has to be on that rubber peg right here. And our AC evaporator is in the hole, so no problem there. So here's what the blend doors look like when they're all taped up and finished. We have those all covered, so not a problem there anymore. We just put this center foot vent back in, and then we just go through our list and check it off and go on to the next thing we did. So I had the dashboard all secured in, fuse panel in, kick plate in, but then I opened the trunk and saw that I forgot this vent. So now we're going to look through the trunk, see if there's anything else we forgot. So day 3 of my heater core repair, and yesterday I couldn't finish it because I was trying to put this piece in here upside down, and I was trying to put these controls up here. Then I looked at a picture of the interior of my car, it went like that. But we just have to connect this line underneath, put the coolant back in it, and we'll know if it holds water and has heat. So we had air in the system. The left line really hot, right line not hot. So after opening the cap, it let a bunch of air out, and then we ran it again. It got a little bit warm on the pipe here, but nothing in the car. So we opened it again, it let more air out, and now I think we're finally getting warm in the car. So we're just going to continue that and let some air out again. So that takes care of everything we needed to fix the heat. We fixed the blower motor resistor, so now we have all 4 speeds working again. We repaired the blend doors, so now when you turn it to cold, you get cold air from the outside, and when you turn it to hot, you instantly get hot air. The next thing we have to do is check the AC pressure, see if there's a leak somewhere, then we'll recharge that. So there's our old heater core and our old blower motor resistor. So we got those junk parts out of there. Here's the blend doors before and after. So if you have any questions, just comment down below and like and subscribe for more Jetta videos.